Hey everybody, welcome back for day 55 of 100 Days of Halloween. I hope you are doing well and enjoyed your weekend. Yes, we are on Monday. Oh, Monday. So 100 Days of Halloween. What am I, as well as some other lovely yarny friends and sisters, doing? Well, back in July during a live, our lovely friend and Yarny sister, Ranee, over at the Woolly Llama Shop, was discussing with several of us that she was thinking she wanted to do a Halloween fall themed blanket for the 100 Days of Halloween. But because it's so hot in the South, and she's even further south than I am, she's down in Texas. She decided that rather than a full on blanket project that was going to grow larger and larger and larger, and get very hot to work with, she decided that doing it in smaller bite sized pieces, as in 6 inch ish by 6 inch granny squares, or blocks, would be a perfect idea. And you could do a block a day or approximately a block a day. Um, and each square block would be of either a fall theme, a Halloween theme, summerween theme, or some kind of motif or colorway to go with it. And I thought it was a brilliant idea. I had been wanting to make a Halloween blanket for quite some time, just couldn't get the chance to do it due to lifey stuff, and decided this year was going to be the year I was going to join in solidarity and just have fun with it. And so that is what we are doing. Um, the only thing I have changed, though, about midway through so far was I had gotten a lot of squares done in advance, and they were kind of piling up. So we are now drawing them at random. And if it doesn't already have a theme or a colorway or some kind of motif, we are adding fall Halloween type appliques. And anytime I'm using something that is a written pattern off the internet, or it is like a video tutorial, putting the information in the description box for that day's square. So Rainy is a little bit more um, structured, although she has had to pivot several times due to some changes in blocks, and how her blanket is coming along. And I think it's awesome. I am loving to see these pivots and how she is working in what she's got going on with her blanket. And if you have not gone over and seen Rainy's videos, you need to go check them out. She will be linked in the description box. I love her blanket so far and what she's doing with it. Um, but she is a lot more structured. She had scoured the interwebs in advance, compiled this big long list that she is continually adding to, and providing you guys with free patterns and squares and appliques, um, the pattern links and all that every day. So that if you guys decide you want to join in, whether you're making a big blanket or a smaller project, like some other people, you have options. And if you guys are doing it and using anything you're being inspired by from any of us, feel free to send us pictures. We want to see what you're making. I want to see if you guys are having just as much fun as we are. Or, like Rainey says, are you guys just watching to see how chaotic and what kind of shenanigans and everything else that we are coming up with and everything, and just sitting there cracking up watching what we're doing? Um, if that's the case, let us know. So, but anyhow, we've had some other Yarny friends and sis who also have joined in. We have Patricia over at the Yarny Cat Crochet. She has already made two smaller projects. They are completed. I don't know if she's going to be making any more. She doesn't tell us. She's a little secretive thing. And we just get surprised, like you guys do, when she pops video. And so far, those two items she's made, um, I can't remember if she's calling it a cell phone purse or if it's like a uh oh, what do you call them? I can't remember. The smaller bags that have the longer strap. You guys know what I mean. She's made one of those. It was awesome. And then she made a scarf to go with it, because she has a plan when she's going to use them this fall. And I think they're fun. They are so cute. And she has inspired me for a future project. Yes, she has. Um, and then we have Nova over at Nova Gnome Creations, who is making sweater vests for her and some near and dear littles in her life. And I cannot wait to see those when they are finished. And hopefully, we get to see pictures of everybody modeling. That would be super awesome. And go check out those ladies' videos. They are awesome content creators as well. Always linked in the description box since they are making along with us. Even though they're making different projects, we are still kind of doing the same thing together, even though we are far apart. So, and that's what makes it fun. So, where are we at now with our squares? Well, we have completed days 1 through 10, 11 through 20, 21 through 30, 31 through 40, and 41 through 50. And I have compiled little video short recaps for each group of 10 so that you guys can kind of see them in all their glory before I add them into my blanket, or should I say, feed my blanket. Seeing how it is getting quite loaded with a lot of kitties for some, well, we know why. I love my black kitties. Um, so I say feed the kitties. Yeah, so we have to feed the blanket. So we are now on the group of 10, 51 through 60. Let's do a little recap and get up to today's square, which is number 55 already. So for day 51, we drew out of the Boo Box of Fate at random this tricolored orange square. And I told you guys the story the last few days since we showed this, that my uncle had texted me and said, don't like it, cover it up, don't like it. He was telling me what he would like to see on it. And I took inspiration from our conversation through text. And I came up with this goth casket right here with these black sparkly, it's black sparkle yarn from Red Heart Super Saver, and did these little real quick rosettes. The only thing I freehanded was the little vine with the leaves to attach them and give it a goth kind of vibe. And I like how it turned out. So that was day 51. And then for day 52 square, we drew at random another one of these Sirdar Swirl Squares. See, I didn't say it today. I didn't say squirrely swirl. Um, Sirdar Swirl Square from the Halloween blanket cowl that just ended. I had made several of these kind of practicing because I was waiting on my kit that was so super late. I never got to start it before the cow was half over. So we are saving that kit for another day. I have the pattern. I'll print it out. I can do it at another time because I'm having too much fun with the one we're doing now. So there was that one. And then for day 53, we had drawn out another of the fuchsia hottie pink kind of sparkly square. And of course, because I hadn't done a kitty cat in a little bit, I had to put this kitty cat on there, which is a pattern for a kitty cat, black cat garland that was free on Ravelry. And all that information for these are in the description box. And I thought it was super darling. I was waiting for a good color square to show it off. And I thought this one was perfect. So that was what we did. So then for day 54, which would have been yesterday, we drew out a square. And the square pattern is called Concentric Circles Granny Square. And it started with this sparkly black. Yes, I use a lot of sparkly black. This fluorescent orange or bright orange from Big Twist. And then this neon green from Big Twist. I think it's Big Twist. And then it goes to this grape purple. And then the sparkly black, back to the orange, and then the green again. And I had thought about some different things I could have put on it, But anywhere I put a woulda, coulda put anything, I was gonna cover it up. And to me, it was giving me, I think it was Sam who had said ogre vibes. I think so. And I was getting kind of like ogre cyclops kind of vibes too. So I left it alone. And it kind of breaks up all of the appliques because we've got a lot on this blanket. And yeah, it's pretty busy. And it's going to be even busier when we add the next row of squares. So I left it alone. I thought it was so pretty with the colors. So there we go. So then for on yesterday's video, we drew today's square, and it was this deep brick red. And I'm not going to pull it up because you might be able to see. Deep brick red. And I had an epiphany like within 5 seconds. I was like, oh, I think I know what's going on here. It was just telling me what it needed, which is a first because I don't normally get that like instantaneously. And I had a feeling that a lot of you were probably on the same wavelength, but I don't know. Let's check it out and see before I actually show you day 55 square and see what we put on it. And I pulled it up. Let me just get to the comments. Okay. So Nova over at Nova Gnome Creations, she said vampire square. Also have so much fun with your family. Definitely priority over squares. Yes, we will talk about that in a second. So Nova said a vampire. Amy over at Hooked on Wishing, she said, I love that you created a vacation advent by pre-picking. Have fun visiting with the family. Yeah, we don't leave until a week from Thursday, but I wanted to be able to get everything ready to go. Yes, when it comes to packing and getting things ready for a major trip where I'm going to be gone days, I am very OCD. So, hence why we already picked the squares yesterday, and we've got them in the zippy bags already labeled for what day and everything. I think, yeah, she didn't guess. And then Sam from Memphis Makes said, I am totally not going to be on the same wavelength. But my first thought was toadstool, but it would get lost. So I'm taking the stool off and going with just a toad. Um, I like that. And then Amy, hooked on wishing, she did put in a guess. She said red rum. Hee hee hee. Um, then Ellen said, don't be knocking the purple. I wasn't knocking the purple. It was just being a little bossy. I love the purple. We just can't keep doing them back to back like it seems. Have a fabulous time with the family. Thank you. I will. We already have an itinerary. Yes, I have an itinerary. um, Patricia at Yarny Cat Crochet said, spend time with your family. You can catch up whenever we aren't going anywhere. Will do. Okay. So that was the guesses. So what did I put on this very deep brick red square? Well, one person got it. Nova. Yes, I did a little vampire. I could not find a free pattern or tutorial. If there is any, I didn't come across it. So I freehanded. I just did a circle until I got it to where I wanted, and then I just did half double crochets to make an ear, and then slip stitched around, or down here I did the I started over here and then slip stitched till I got to the other side to make his ears even, and then I broke off the yarn with enough for sewing his head on. And then the black part, I just did single crochets till I got up to where I wanted to make the V in his little hairstyle. And I did extended double crochets down into a stitch that I thought was perfect and did it all the way across, and then came back and single crocheted around. And I did use safety eyes with a flattened back. I did put a little nose. I did a little mouth. He's got some little teepees, his little fangs. And then I had put on, this is kind of like a little rectangle. And then I just did a couple little slip stitches for like buttons, for like the lapel or something. And I made a little tiny little bow tie and wrapped in the center and sewed it on. And then for his cape piece, which is the first thing I sewed on, basically I started with a chain and I single crocheted across till I got it the size I wanted. And then I came back and I just started single crocheting or half doubles, I can't remember, across, and just doing two in the first and last crochet until it got to the width that I wanted it. And there we go. And then I sewed on the head onto the black part. And then I sewed this part on second, and then I put the bow tie on last. And that was all I did for freehanding my little vampire. And I think he turned out better than what I imagined in my head, since I couldn't find anything online and I was not buying a pattern, because I'm trying to do everything on this blanket free or from a pattern I already have. So there we go. That's Mr. Vampire. And I had fun with this one. I did. Even though I had to work it out in my head as I was going, especially the black part with the little cape lapels that stick up. So there we go. That was day 55. So, yes, you guys were telling me have a good time with family and don't worry about my squares. You know my OCD, which is why we drew the squares out there in zippy bags. I have started working on some appliques for those, um, so that I can work on them as I have time. And if I do have them done before I leave, I am going to pre-record the videos and just schedule them to drop while I'm gone. Um, I have a sinking suspicion I will have them done. Um, that's my plan. And that way I won't be stressing. And because this has been so fun and I want to keep up my momentum, I don't want to miss a day. COVID didn't kick me down. Vacation's not going to either. So we're still going to get those squares done. So with that, let's draw the square for tomorrow. What are we going to get? And hopefully it's not one we've already drawn. Oh, mix them up, mix them up. Maybe I need to quit shaking it, because every time I shake it, it seems like we start drawing the same thing over and over again. Okay. Oh, I guess we're doing pink again, but this is fluorescent pink. It is not the same. This is that sparkle hot fuchsia. This one is fluorescent pink. So that's the square for tomorrow. Um, what are you guys gonna guess we're gonna put on it? I don't know. I don't know. I gotta think on this one. Yes. This one's not speaking to me yet. So day 56 square. What are you guys thinking? What are you guys thinking? So let me know in the comment section and we will pull them up tomorrow when we reveal the square for day 56. So with that, guys, I will let you go. I hope you have a great rest of your day and I hope you have an awesome week. And yeah, I love you guys bunches. Talk to you soon. Bye for now.